So, another aspect. But he's telling me that there are really only two desirable ISOs out here. 160 and multiple of it, 320, and if you're really, really in a low light situation, Chad approves of going up to 640, okay? But it's almost like the faster you go, it's almost like you're getting a grainier image, a noisier image, as if you were using a faster.
The second one's contrast. The third dial is your saturation, and the fourth dial is your color tone. And each, the 70 and the 5D, they both come with 5, or in this case there's 6. There's also a black and white version. But there are 6 different standard ones that come. There's standard, portrait. This really allows, what it allows you to do is, DSLRs, when you shoot with DSLRs, they have very small latitude, how much actually color information they can pick up. So the ranges from your absolute highlights to where it becomes completely white and your darks to where it's absolute shadow and pure darkness. Your range is very limited, not any more than other digital formats like older cameras, but it is limited when you're thinking of it and trying to compare it to a film stock or to a higher end digital camera, an Arri camera. So something really that's great that you can control this kind of stuff.
With Miss A in the foreground, okay, this is Miss A right here, and that's Ashley in the background. Miss A, would you please raise your hand? Okay, okay. And what we're going to do is, let's say this is a scene where there's going to be a rack focus, okay, and it doesn't have to go very far. You're going to need a little bit of space to work with, play with, and you're going to tweak it anyways, and this is what's actually going to fasten it to the rails, this side. And we'll just click it in place. Okay, and you can just snug it up. Okay, knowing that you're going to readjust it. This device right here is, I've got the matte box on the side. You can see now how this follow focus rig can slide in and out from the actual focus rig. You all see that? So, it is an issue, and you just have to spend some time with each time you build the rig to see how well it lines up, okay? And there are these different lenses you can use, and then we have different focal lengths, and that's going to determine exactly where you can position things. Okay. Now that's kind of sort of in place, I'm just going to turn it up for a moment. Okay, and by the way, now if I would screw the matte box down like that, okay, what is that telling me that we probably will need to do? We're probably going to move the assembly up so it's closer in towards the matte box, okay? What you may find is that you're going to have to tweak this in a variety of ways. It may be by bringing the actual matte box a little bit closer, or bringing the camera, nudging it forward, right, Chad? Okay.
Infrared rays that are coming into the lens, so it gives you more details in your blacks. Doesn't do much to change the exposure, very minimal. This is a polarizer filter. This, I mean, it gets rid of reflections off glass and stuff like that. You can kind of see through it a little bit better. It's not great. And then there's 2 types of ND filters. A lot of like older video cameras that we use, I know, had like ND filters. You can just kind of like press a button and it drops in. But we have two kinds. One's a 0.6 ND filter, and it gives you 2 more stops, so you can open up your lens a little more, get a little more depth of field if you'd like it. And then it also comes with a gradient ND filter, which, if you can see, it goes from like dark to white. So you can actually turn these trays so that if you have like an extremely blown out part of the sky or something you're trying to get out of, you can adjust this to kind of like slightly get rid of some of the overexposed parts of a frame. Those are your filters. The filter trays are pretty simple. They're actually just spring-loaded, which I kind of don't like, but it makes it easy. What you do is you slot filters into this lower one, and then lift this one so the filter drops in, close it. Now the filter's attached, it's not going to fall out. And wherever you remove the tray from, you also just going to slide the tray right back in the same spot. One thing to remember though, on these particular rigs, the filters trays can go through, so if you kind of push too hard, it'll drop off the bottom, break your filter, you're going to pay a lot of money. So keep that in mind. And there's a knob right here on the side that kind of attaches them, or tightens them. This lower knob, if you loosen it, you can then rotate that individual filter to like, maybe different ways of using that.
Now what he did is, he opened the screen on the left is the card that he just opened up, which he had inserted into this card, this Kingston card reader, okay? You could really do the same, you don't actually necessarily have to take that card and put it in the card reader. You could put it in, just take a firewire right from the camera, right? Into your computer. You can do it either way, but I'm just showing you this way right now. Okay? That shouldn't confuse anybody. Okay, he opens up that card and he sees that he's got he sees 2 folders inside that card, and one says DCIM and one says MISC. Okay, he's going to open up the DCIM, and that's going to open up another folder, and which is basically the Canon 5D folder, and within that he sees that he's got some files, MVI files, which are really .move files, okay? And these need to be made into something compatible for Final Cut to work with, okay? Actually, I think the more technical term is transcoding, okay? And so what he's going to do is he's going to select them all, just shift click and shift click, and he's going to drag them into the raw files folder. It's going to open up, and it's going to look like this, okay? And then the next thing he's going to do, when he opens it up, he's going to go to List, and he's going to go to Batch List. It's all of those instructions. And as soon as he goes to Batch List, it opens up like a batch list, but there's nothing in it, right? And the way I do it, I know there's some difference of opinion. Some people like the way I'm going to say, and some people like the way Chad normally does it, but I always click Add Files, okay? And then it opens up, you open up your folder and you go to raw footage and you select your clips, right? And then you just say to batch, okay? And he's going to do that. And all of a sudden that's going to open up a thing that says MPEG Stream Clip, choose a task. You're going to say export to QuickTime. So he's going to do that. Okay, and as soon as he does that, that opens up another little dialog box which says select the destination folder. Okay, he's going to navigate over to which particular folder? The converted. He gave it a fancier name. He called it compressed 422 LT. Some of you already know what that is. And so he's going to select that. As soon as he selects it, Chad, that opens up a movie exporter thing. And if you hit this drop-down menu right here, which he's about to do, he's got a whole lot of choices of file types. And the file type that we're telling or recommending is Apple ProRes 422 LT. So go for it, Chad. So that's up here in the compression type. And then make sure that you just jack up the quality to 100%. And then make sure you deselect all the boxes here except for one, and the one that you want to select is 1920 by 1080 unscale, and it's all in there, okay? And now all he has to do is select to batch, and when he, it's now ready to go, okay? And he presses this go button, and now it's converting.